What's going on, guys? So tonight we're going to do a pretty cool deck that I found on Discord. So shout out to my boy Sloth. He showed me about this type of deck I'd never seen before. It's called a Scorched Earth deck. So essentially you stack up power per turn cards within the deck, but then you also have cards that attack your opponent's base power or their power level. So you're basically knocking them down each turn, and then hopefully their cards aren't putting out any power while your power per turn is just creeping up, up, up. And really the cards, I mean, they hit both players' power, so you're kind of hurting yourself in the process too, which makes it that much more fun to play. So for instance, we have cards such as Infinity. When returned, all cards wherever they are lose 50 power next turn. So this is a perfect example. It's going to hit my cards as well, but we don't care because we've built up our power per turn as the game goes on, and it doesn't hit the power per turn. It only hits the cards they play. So we're going to still essentially be gaining power, and they are hopefully not. So that's the cool thing with this deck. So we have several cards that do this. We've got Infinity, like I just showed. I tossed in Christmas Truce. So again, it says all cards in both players' hands lose 40 this turn. Now, the one downside with this card is it could potentially help them out on the next turn and buff them 120. So I almost opted to take this out. I tried it a couple times without it, but I do like the fact that this is a zero-cost card, and it really helped me out as far as my energy goes with this deck, so I ended up putting him back. And if you get it, it's got a hidden ability, which you can't see here. If you get it, draw it on turn 1 of a round, you actually get energy gain. So it actually does help me more than it looks like as far as energy goes. So I ended up slotting it back in after I played it a few times without, even though the downside with the buffing my opponent's card, sometimes it does help them out, but is what it is. We've also got The Great Nothing. When drawn, all cards in both players' hands lose 50 this turn. Han's Trap. All cards in both players' hands lose 30 this turn. We've got Irene. When returned, all cards wherever they are lose 50 and cost -5 next turn. That -5 is actually quite useful. Again, I have a lot of expensive cards, so if I know this card's coming up, I'll try to stack my expensive cards up and then, get that nice discount on that next turn and, drop off cards like Francis Crick, who I've been holding in my hand to kind of unload. Maybe Bobbit Worm's a good one to offload at that time. Helen Keller. So I've got a lot of expensive cards down there that it's nice to, when you're holding them, Irene hits, boom. Oh, there we go. We offload them. We've got Naginata. When played, if played in the middle slot, all other cards in both players' hands lose 35 this turn. So you can see the trend. We're really just hitting everybody's cards down to basically nothing, and then we're gonna kind of pull away as the game goes on with cards like Francis Crick, where we get this permanent 16 power. Lich potentially giving us several chances at +10, +10, +10. We got a Yellow Jacket. When we play it, we can ding our opponent's cards in hand, lose 24 on the turn. Hippocrates is going to be our chance to win round 2, because a lot of times this deck will definitely lose round 1, which a lot of times we want to lose round 1 because of Helen Keller. You have to lose at least one round for this card to really start taking effect. So we want to lose round 1 most of the time, and I want to draw this card in round 1, drop it on the last turn, and then give myself that nice head start on round 2, which is really nice. So I get that +140 lead. Diamonds, just some more power per turn. I already kind of mentioned Bobbit Worm. Again, just knocking our opponents. Now, this is really for the big, heavy meta decks, when we're up against the Planet X decks, the World Turtle decks, these decks with the big, meaty cards. Bobbit Worm's going to knock them down a peg even further, so it really helps us out. Helen Keller, like I said, basically going to give us that +15. Interesting inclusion. I did see this in Sloth. I didn't get to see Sloth's entire deck, so I don't know how close this is to his deck. I did see a few cards, though. He showed me a couple of the rounds he had played, so I did see a handful of his cards to kind of get the idea of the deck. But I don't know how close this deck is to the deck that he was talking about. So this is my take on it, but I still wanted to give credit because I didn't come up with this idea on my own. So I did, like I said, I did find this in Discord, this idea for this deck anyway. But did create my own version. At least I think I created my own version here. But Liberty Spikes was one in his deck, and I thought that was kind of a cool inclusion. So basically, you want to play this after a lot of these big cards up here, like Infinity have triggered, or Irene triggers into the next turn. You're sitting on Liberty Spikes, and then once you know they have a real heavy, basically they're getting hit by a lot of negative power, you're going to go ahead and drop this by itself. Get that energy you need, get that +8 permanently, and then move on. So it's a nice card, and it kind of conserves your energy a little bit, only playing one card on a turn, and you're not really falling behind most of the time when you play it. So it's kind of a neat little way to save energy, I feel like. Snow Queen, just a good card and power per turn. Going to basically 20 difference there. We're going to get +10. Our opponent's going to get -10. Boston Tea Party, interesting card. It's going to hit the opponent's cards in hand 16, or all cards in hand, I'm sorry, -16 permanently. So a permanent debuff, which is kind of neat. But the downside, when returned, whoever won gains +80. So sometimes you will help your opponent out. So be very careful when you play that card. Try to time it when you think you have a chance to win. Cusco, obviously, just getting that more power per turn as the game goes on. And finally, Looking Glass Rock, going to give us that quick buff sometimes for that, because we're going to, basically we care about that +70 that we're going to be getting down there. So it's not going to be affected by our infinities and our great nothings. So we play it. It is an automatic +70 there, which is really nice. The card's probably going to be at 0 itself, base power, but we're going to be at least guarantee the 70. And sometimes that's your opponent's not even going to get like 20 or 30 with this deck. I mean, they're going to be struggling to put power down. So a +70 can be a real big swing in this kind of game. So don't discount it thinking it's not going to be very much. It can win you around, honestly. So, all right, this is what I came up with based on what I saw in a couple of the cards from his deck. So at least he explained the idea of the deck. So based on that, went ahead and built this. So let's go check it out. You guys can see it. I've been having a lot of fun playing it, actually. It's super fun to pilot. So maybe you guys will like it. Kind of trollish, too, which you guys know I love my troll decks. So definitely makes it more fun for me as you see your opponent getting mad that they're putting down no power. Sometimes negative power. But, all right, guys. As always, if you enjoy the content and enjoy the channel, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. This channel's getting quite big. We just hit 600 subscribers today, so pretty excited about that. Super close, getting closer and closer to that 1,000. That's the goal, obviously, 1,000 subscribers. All right, here we go. Let's see what we drew. We drew Great Nothing right on the rip. We've got Liberty Spikes, Bobbit Worm. Obviously, we want to hold Snow Queen. Don't really care to play Helen Keller yet either. Think I might just play Liberty Spikes by itself right now. He's only playing 2 cards. Let's get that +8. Ooh, 0-0. He got +6. So Ghost not triggering 2 for him. So that actually works in our favor. And we're actually winning right now. You just can't tell because we get that +8 right there. So it really helped us that it went to the power per turn like that. So now see how we have 8 right now. So really we're up by 2. All right, let's see here. So I think I'm going to drop Irene right now. Let's get Great Nothing back and Bobbit Worm. It's going to give us a discount on Snow Queen for next turn, which is going to be nice. Looks like we're playing a 8 Immortals deck. Which I've been doing pretty good against those with this deck, so I don't think we're going to have too much trouble. There we go. We got a nice discount there. Our Lich is going to trigger too. This is really good for us. So we're going to get all these expensive cards down that we just talked about. Let's go ahead and get Lich, Francis Crick. Snow Queen, all of them down. Like I said, we're going to lose this round, which is fine because we want to lose this one. So Helen Keller is active. So I'm not too worried about that. Just setting myself up here. Basically, we just want to make sure we don't get aced. We don't want to lose 3 in a row. All right, Helen Keller's online now. Let's go ahead and get her back in there. I think I'm going to do... Let's do Naginata and Infinity. So Infinity's going to help us into next turn. Always want to be hitting them with something on the next turn, right? Slowly just keep them down, keep them down. So there's that minus 50 and a trigger. It's going to help us here. It's going to let us play cards like Diamond. Looks like we drew Christmas Truce now. Probably a good time to play it. Let's get Diamonds down. And, well, I want to get Christmas Truce here so we can draw it in 1. If we need it, we'll get the energy. I do want to win this round. I don't want to wait, so I think we go Hippocrates, so we get that plus 140 next turn. It's going to set us up for a win this round. Here's our buff on our yellow jacket. I'll take that. So I think we got this round in the bag. Here's our 211. We've got a Looking Glass Rock here too. So probably a good time to play Boston Tea Party because we think we're going to win. So next round we're going to go in on that plus 80, right? So let's get Yellow Jacket down, and I think I want to do Hans. So he's going to get 2 debuffs, one from Hans, one from Yellow Jacket. So that should win us this round. Yep, looks like it does. All right, I think we're sitting good now. I don't think he's going to be able to come back from this. I think we got this game. Because now we're going to get another head start on the next round, right? We're starting to pull away, too. Our power per turn's getting up there. It's a cool idea, man. I really like this deck. Really fun. Just kind of messing with your opponent's power up like this. Feels a little evil, doesn't it? Let's give him a little hungry. All right, so I think what I want to do here, I'm kind of debating on Liberty Spikes. Could hurt us, though. Or do I save Liberty Spikes? We got 44 energy. We're not dying for it. Let's save it. Let's get Irene down. Get that buff. Or our discount on our cards for next round. Next turn, I'm sorry. All right, we didn't get punished too bad either. So basically, I want to make sure we won with Looking Glass Rock. There we go. We're going to hurt his cards as well with Bobbit Worm. Sitting pretty good this game. It's where we want to be. Sitting pretty. All right, Great Nothing's going to trigger here. So maybe this is the chance to play Liberty. We did just lose energy from Francis Crick, so we do need to get... Oh, well, we don't have... So, never mind. So the problem is Irene triggers, right? We want to take advantage of this discount that we're getting. So we want to get Lich down. We want to get Crick down. Probably going to get... Let's get Great Nothing deck back in there, too. So we're going to hold Liberty. Again, just because we have that huge discount we need to take advantage of. All right, up 165. All right, there's Naginata. So So that's going to be the one helping us this turn. Just want to try to secure this round. Don't want him to win this one. There we go. That should do it for us. All right, round 3 in the books. Deck's performing as we want it to. You can see how this would be very frustrating for your opponent. And there's why we like Christmas Truce in the deck. You saw how it gave us that +3 secret ability there. If you look, Christmas Truce, the very bottom, ends in 3 turns. So we get it for the round, +3 energy there. So really neat card for those of you that didn't know that. A little hidden ability. So again, we're going to play it here. And let's get Infinity and Diamonds down. And then we can play Liberty next turn with the Infinity trigger live. Since we'll have -50 on our opponent, be hurting a little bit here, we can take advantage of it. Ooh, perfect timing too with the buff on Liberty from Christmas Truce. If you guys saw that trigger. So again, Liberty, just a great way to save energy. Playing 1 card here. Here we go. All right, here comes our Boston Tea Party. So we can either go for the win here, or we could play Hippocrates and potentially lose this round and set up for next round. I don't think we need to. We have Yellow Jacket and Hans. I think that's enough debuff on him to win this. Let's go ahead and play Boston Tea Party back 2. I think this is enough. Let's go ahead and do it. It looks like it will be enough. Well, that's the deck, guys. Did exactly what we wanted to do. Just keep growing larger with our power to the late game, and then just make it really frustrating for our opponent to put power down. So, really neat deck. I really like it. So, shout out to, again, Sloth for showing me this little archetype here. We'll go do one more. See what you guys think. Like I said, it's been doing pretty good. I've lost a few games with it. There's a couple decks that I like. If it comes out swinging real hard and I can't get my debuffs to line up sometimes just right, like you want to constantly be trying to debuff almost every turn, right? So if you draw them all clumped together, sometimes that can be a little frustrating. Here's our Christmas Truce. We got that +3. I always seem to draw Lich on turn 1, round 1. It drives me crazy. I don't know why my luck with that is so bad. I'm scared to play Looking Glass here, so I'm not going to. I'm going to wait. Oh, I should have played it. Dang it. Should have played it. I was just shaking in my booties. Got a discount on Lich. Hopefully we draw something else that wants a discount. We drew Hans, so that'll work. Let's get it down. We'll get Lich down and Looking Glass Rock. I'm a good boy. I'm not doing nothing. Only good boys here. All right, there's our Great Nothing. don't think I'm going to play Liberty right now because I want to get Snow Queen cycling properly. So let's go ahead and do that. And what else? I think I go Bobbit Worm here. And let's get that Great Nothing back going. That should be enough. I think. Maybe. Yep. There we go. Man, we won round 1. What the heck? Usually that's the throwaway round. Well, hopefully it doesn't hurt us too bad with Helen Keller. Like I said, usually we kind of want to lose that one. All right, so let's get Infinity down. That's going to hopefully set us up for Liberty Spikes. Didn't draw into a debuff there, so you can see what happens. Your opponent comes out swinging hard like that. Now it's going to be a little tougher. But that's all right. Still don't have our power per turn built up quite large yet. All right. I think I'm going to go Liberty here. Get my energy back that Crick took. I think we're going to lose this round, so I'm not too concerned. We kind of just let it happen. Perfect draw there. That's exactly what we wanted. It's going to set us up perfect for next turn. You can see there's a lot of interesting decisions with this deck. You really need to try to, like I said, you need to set up your turn so you're essentially trying to continually debuff your opponent. You need to get certain cards cycling in the right spots, like Snow Queen, Hippocrates. You want these cards in certain times, right? Christmas Truce, you want to try to draw round 1 like this. Get this nice energy. Even though it helps your opponent's energy, it's still, I feel like we need it just as much, so I'm not too concerned about that. All right, so what do we do here? We got our debuffer as far as Truce goes. We got Irene's debuffing next turn, so maybe this is the Boston Tea Party turn. Hopefully we get that plus 80. Looks like we might. So that's good news. Thought about putting General Sherman in this deck, but since it's not guaranteed to really hit them, I felt like pass on Sherman. Opted for Bobbit Worm instead. Felt like it was kind of my one-off target until played, just for the big meaty cards. Kind of combat the dark web. Those big permanent gainers. All right, what do we got here? So we did get the debuff right from Irene. We have a discount, so we want to take advantage of the discount. So let's do Lich. We're going to do we do Looking Glass now? I think we do. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Ooh, good turn for our opponent. Ooh, I got screwed by my Looking Glass there, didn't I? Minus 10. Man, I thought for sure we had that turn. Opponent bringing down the big guns there. That was unfortunate. That's all right. Looking Glass and Lich just canceled each other out, essentially. Still set us a little back, though. All right, there's our Snow Queen. Looks like we're going to lose this round. Don't think we're going to be able to put down enough. could try with Yellow Jacket, but it's probably not going to happen. We'll give it a try, though. Yeah, I didn't think it would be enough. These trees are starting to get a little bigger now. All right. Well, it's a good thing we won round one. It's looking like we needed it after all. Opponent really doubling down on his tree buffs, huh? Look at all these tree buffs. All right, I'm going to go for Liberty. There's our Hippocrates. Can't play it, though, because we need to win this round. All right, we should be good. All right, it's going to be down to the last round. He's going to be playing all his big cards, though, we saw, where he hit us for that 450 that one turn. So this could be tough. All right, there's our debuff on him. Really hope this truce hits my Hippocrates, so I'll play it next turn. Set myself up for the last turn with it. Oh, unfortunate, he got a nice turn off there. Dang. It's going to be a tough one now. He's probably got us. He's going to get that plus 80 from my Boston Tea Party. So that probably sealed our fate. Oh, and it hit Cusco. That's really unfortunate. So that's the problem with Christmas Truce. Like I said in the beginning, it can really kind of do you dirty there when it hits Cusco. Ooh, another good turn for him. Dang. Yeah, I think he got us. We are not debuffing him enough. Oh, Date Palm's really nasty against us, too. Look at that. Plus 60 for him on his power. Yeah, it kind of counters us a little bit. All right, well, we got 300 here, so we're not out of it yet. I mean, we probably are, but you never know. Got a small chance. Nope. Yeah, he got us. Dang. Down to the last turn. He just outpowered. Too many buffs on his cards there. I couldn't debuff him enough. But all right, good game. Oh, yep, good game, sir. I can't get it quick enough. There it is. All right, guys, that's the deck. Hopefully you enjoy. Like I said, definitely a fun deck to pilot. Like I said, I'd say it wins probably about 60% of the time. So right there, we were 50-50. So But I could definitely see playing this one a lot more. It's definitely one of my new favorites. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I'd never seen the archetype before, so I thought it was kind of neat to see. Let's go ahead and debuff our opponent using all these, cards that hurt both of us, and then try to steal it with these power per turn. I think that was just a cool idea. So hopefully you guys thought so too. And again, if you enjoy the channel, please hit that like button and that subscribe button, guys. Definitely helps me out. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching.